Let's see how each of these categories came to life chronologically. Luxury cars. After the Model T became available to the masses, the rich couldn't be distinguished from the middle class, and this had to change immediately. And being the land of opportunities, the first mass production luxury car derives from the US with the Cadillac Model 30. And I don't know why for the first 20 years every car was named Type That or Model This. Seeing the Ford and the Cadillac next to each other, you can see that's when bigger is better first struck American minds. Later, Mercedes and Rolls-Royce started mass producing their cars, sports cars. We've all heard the saying, the first race began about 5 minutes after the second car left the assembly line. After some of the cooler rich people got bored of being driven around in luxury boats,
you'll have to get out here, fellas. Thanks for the lift.
the desire for speed came around. That's when a small company by the name of Bugatti came out with the Type 13, making, wait for it, 13 horsepower, hence the name. With a top speed of around 125 km per hour, this was basically the fastest production car ever, on par with the Mercedes 60, making 60 horsepower. How original. But yeah, even though Bugatti made significantly less power, it weighed around 5 times less. And jumping 2 decades later to 1945 for the first production off-road vehicle, the CJ-Jeep. That was basically the World War II Willys Jeep, but for civilians, hence the name, CJ Civilian Jeep. There was an earlier iteration of an off-road vehicle by the name of the Spiker, 60 horsepower, but it doesn't really look like an off-road vehicle, does it? And also it was in very low production numbers, JDM. Moving to the other side of the Pacific for the first JDM. Real short about the history. The first Japanese vehicle was the Takuri Type 3, derived from European designs. The first true production car in Japan was the Toyota SA in 1947. It does look familiar, doesn't it? Anyways, enough about boring history. The first actual JDM sports car was the Datsun Fairlady 1600 or the Toyota 800. These are the first true JDM sports cars. As you can see, these are all Roadsters. And that's the origin of the Roadster as we know and love them today. The actual term Roadster comes from a 2-seater horse carriage for the road. Muscle cars. Moving back to America for the muscle cars. And what a muscle car actually means is a car with a relatively big body, a V8, that's affordable. And the first car to actually include those three was the Pontiac GTO in 1964. Rest in peace, Pontiac. It made 325 horsepower from a 6.4-liter V8. And that's the first vehicle the term muscle car was used for. Hatchbacks. Derived from the need of a small city car with enough space for family and luggage. And it all started with the Renault 16 in 1965. But that's boring. The first hot hatch came in the form of the AMC Hornet in 1970.
Just a little side note here, it's actually called the AMC Gremlin, which was on the platform of the Hornet. My bad.
Featuring a V8 making 285 horsepower in a hatchback. But why did the hot hatch actually come to exist? Mainly because of the oil crisis, since the smaller body of the hatchback would weigh less and go up less fuel. Even though the V8 Hornet weighed about 20% more than the V4 version. I won't waste your time with vans and MPVs and buses, because that's kind of boring. So let's move straight to supercars and hypercars. There is some debate around this, since the term supercar was thrown around all the way back in the 20s and 30s, but the first modern iteration of a supercar is believed to be the Lamborghini Miura in 1966. Even though some say it's the Ferrari 250 GTO in 1962 or the Mercedes 300 SL in 1954. The first hypercar is believed to be the McLaren F1. You all know about the legendary F1 and there's been enough videos made about it, so we can go straight to the next one. Since I don't want to leave you on such a high note, last and least is the crossover. Two cars are believed to be the birth of the crossover, the Toyota RAV4 and the Honda CR-V. Both are cool cars by themselves, but some evil people took a good concept and turned it into a plague in the car world. So that's how every major car brand originated. I hope you had as much fun learning as I did making this video. If you did, You can always hit subscribe and check out some of the other videos I've made. Maybe something will catch your eye. If you didn't, make sure to leave an angry comment below. I'll be happy to engage in a meaningless internet fight. I'm Sven, and this is Burnout.